So my name is Esme. I go to the University of Bath and study Natural Sciences, and I'm on a placement year here at MSD, where I am a clinical trial coordinator / COM, which is clinical operations manager. So I'll graduate in 2021 as I'm on a master's course. So it was actually a really tough decision for me, and up until about a week before I had to apply on UCAS, I was deciding whether to apply for economics or science degree at uni, because I studied for A-level biology, chemistry, economics and maths. And so I was having discussions with my teachers and struggling what to choose, and I eventually decided science, purely because I know that I'm not very good at making up my mind. So in the future, it's going to be easier for me, if I ever want to transfer into an economics-based role, having studied science, than it would be for me to study economics and then transfer into a science role. So that's basically the reason why I chose to study science. And then I chose to study natural sciences because, as I'm bad at making up my mind, I couldn't choose a science degree. So for natural sciences, I study biology, biochemistry, pharmacology. You can study physics, but I don't choose to do that. But I studied chemistry, so I've basically studied a whole range of sciences over the past 2 years. So I knew it was a multidisciplinary degree, so I basically hoped for as much flexibility as possible. And I wasn't let down by Bath. Bath allows me to study like a whole range of sciences within my degree, which is really good because I can't make up my mind. Yeah, I wasn't really expecting... I didn't know what to expect, because obviously if you study a biology degree or study a chemistry degree, you know you'll be mainly focused on one subject, but I just study everything, so it's quite hard work, but it's good fun. Not fully. I feel like with a degree like mine, you can kind of go into anything you want to go into. Nothing, not obviously like a vocational degree leads into a career, but I think with a science degree, especially as flexible as mine, you can tailor it to how you want to do it and then lead into a career that you want to do. So, I mean, I didn't know at all anything about the pharmaceutical industry before uni. I just knew I wanted to study science. And so from being in a science degree at uni, I learned about the pharmaceutical sector, and then it just interested me and I wanted to do a placement in it. So, I mean, I think my career prospects are like just vast at the moment, like I can pick anything. Yeah, definitely. I think I wanted something, so I picked my placement because I didn't really want to do a lab-based placement, because I know that in the future I don't really want to go into research, so I just figured office-based but still science-based. And I actually chose this role because it includes finance as well, and so I could get the taste of working in the pharmaceutical sector in both sort of with the science side and the finance side. So. Okay, so my day-to-day routine in the office involves looking through emails and checking what submissions we have. So we go through a vendor to submit clinical trial applications to regulatory and ethics authorities. So I'm involved in making sure that the submission goes through, making sure that it's filed and tracked in our systems, and then looking for when the approvals should be through and any queries or correspondence that go along with the submissions. And then I'm also involved in tracking invoices, seeing how we can speed up timelines involved in the finance side of the industry. So previously I've worked in as a barista, so in a cafe, just to earn some money over the summer. And then I've also done sort of work experience things, but it wasn't to get paid, it was just to get experience in the industries that I worked in. So I haven't ever had a proper job that's lasted a long time. I've just done sort of summer things and that kind of stuff. So I think I was able to get this placement because I've worked really hard throughout school. I mean, I'm going to admit it, like, I did work really hard, and I remember working really hard for my A-levels. So I did get quite good grades, so I think that has helped me when applying for placements. and then also just trying to get as relevant work experience as I can. I was involved in selecting this year's interns, and I know that the management here look at your grades, what you're getting at uni, the kind of work experience you've done, because they want to know that you're interested in this kind of role, which is difficult for me because obviously I had no idea what I wanted to do. But I have work experience in accountancy firms, in a biochemistry lab, working at a small startup like pharmaceutical company. So it's all quite relevant to this role now. So I think that's really helped me just get as much experience as possible and then also work hard. So the advice I would give to somebody who's in a similar position to me would be, don't panic, don't rush your decisions because you think you have to have a career in mind at this age. I still am not sure what I want to do in the future. I think just follow what you really enjoy the most. That's what you're going to get the most out of. And so, yeah, just keep your options open for as long as you can. That's my advice. I definitely think it would have been useful for me a couple of years ago when I was looking just at what course I wanted to do for uni and just thinking about my careers more, because that was like what we focused on at school a lot, was UCAS applications and then your future basically. So I think it would have been very good a couple of years ago for me to use just to see what other people's experiences have been, to make sure that I'm not missing out on things, because obviously I have no idea what's out there. I don't know all of the careers in the whole world, so it would be really good for me just to be able to go on a platform like this and see videos of other people in roles that I never knew existed and see if I want to do that. And I think it will be very useful for me in the future once I've graduated and I'm out in the big wide world. I think that it can be useful for me just to help me find a career, help me find what I would enjoy. I think salary will matter in the long run. Right now, it doesn't matter to me that much because as long as I can afford to live, I'm not really trying to save huge amounts of money here. But I know in the future, job roles that I accept, whether I go for them or not, will be based on salary a bit, because I want to be able to sort of have a big family and, you know, live a nice life. So it will affect them in the future, I know, but not right now. I have been to a STEM conference thing where they had loads of people from, it was mainly from engineering and technology companies, sort of like big oil companies and that kind of thing, coming in and speaking about their roles. And then there was the sort of drinks thing afterwards where I've spoken to people. But yeah, that was the only thing I've been to.
Was that
really
useful?
It was useful just to see what kind of things are out there, but then it wasn't really tailored. It was advertised as a STEM event, but it wasn't really tailored to the sciences, at least not biological sciences, which I major in. So it was useful just to meet those people, but it didn't really help me take the next step.
Would you say that a lot of STEM events don't include biological sciences?
Yeah, I would say the main ones that I've come across are mainly aimed at more engineering, IT, that kind of thing, rather than actual pure science, or for people studying biological degrees. Yes, I would definitely go to a networking event, because I think it would be useful for me as well to meet people who were in the same situation and see what they're thinking about doing and that kind of thing. So yeah, I would definitely be happy to go to it. I think being in Oxford and being in Bath, they're quite small cities. It's quite like sheltered life. You sort of just go about your normal routine and everything's the same. Whereas in London, it's massive and everybody's off doing different things. And I think it's good. It makes you sort of, I don't know, it makes you come out your shell a bit more, I think, and experience new things, which is good. Yeah, I'm not sure how it's affected my... Obviously, I'm having such different experiences in Oxford and in Bath. I was at school and at uni, and here I'm actually in a job. I work 9 to 5 and have the weekends off. So it's a completely different experience. But yeah, I would recommend changing up sort of where you live, just to get different experiences and see what you enjoy the most, because I never wanted to go to uni in London just because it was massive, it was very expensive, it kind of scared me a little bit. And I visited Bath and I just loved it, so I decided to go to Bath. But I think it is a good idea for everybody just to get out and experience different places. So I like to go to the gym as well. I'm not a gym fanatic like Emily, but I do like to go to the gym after work sometimes. I play the piano as well, which I really enjoy. And yeah, I just like to hang out with my friends. I love being in London this year because there's so many experiences that I've never had before, and there's just like so much on your doorstep that you can just go out and do for the weekend. It's so much fun. But yeah. So I have a LinkedIn profile. My name is Esme Carpenter. I don't actually have Instagram, sorry. Boo, I know. But yeah, they can reach out to me on LinkedIn. I can contact them through there. Or on Facebook. Do you get Facebook messages from strangers? Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Lydia Olven Dixon. I belong to the S part of the STEM, and I currently work with Covans as a contractor for MSD, and I have been in the industry for 4.5 years, and my current role is a senior safety officer.